So therefore, here I am in text DaVinci 003. Now, another important setting of ChatGPT is the temperature. Temperature we can set from 0, that is temperature 0 here. Temperature can be up to 2. Here I set it at 1. I will tell you what is temperature. We say that when something is hot or something is cool. That the same meaning is applicable here. If we are setting the ChatGPT at the maximum temperature at 2, ChatGPT will become very creative, or I will say ChatGPT will become almost mad. Means it is going to give the results with the maximum creativity. Some people say that the two creative people are very close to the madness, maybe in their field. But when we are setting this temperature to 2, that is what happening to ChatGPT. And if we are keeping ChatGPT's temperature to 1 or a value which is closer to 1, what will happen? ChatGPT will become very boring. It will become very boring. It's all generative creativity, everything gone. ChatGPT will behave like a very monotonous person. ChatGPT will start giving us the information, or it will start generating things are very, very normal. So therefore, for a standard work, it is always better to keep ChatGPT somewhere in the middle. And if you want to get some very creative thing, increase it to some 1.5, 1.6. My suggestion is that my experience of putting at 2 is not at all good. Even it will churn out some other thing even we don't even understand. So this is what the temperature. Third thing is this maximum length. Maximum length. You can always set up for the maximum length, that is the number of token. Then here there is another point, variable called top P. This top P is a really highly technical thing. It will be little difficult for me to explain within this time without a board and all explanation, but it is not going to affect us or the prompting or the result. But my request is that when you have time, please go and see. Now there is another thing. ChatGPT is giving us the opportunity to put a best of. See, most of us thinking that like Google, we give a search word and ChatGPT is giving something and that is a final. It is not like that. Even we can tell ChatGPT, you create 5 and you decide which is best and show me. Means we can get to best of. That is the reason if you go to Bing and all, you will get various versions of for the same prompt. So here we can select best of. But see, if you are in payment or if you are with the API, if you are going to use best of and putting 10, actually 10 is the maximum here. If you are going to use 10, then ChatGPT will charge you for the 10 responses. So 10 times you are going to pay. So therefore, unless we are in a situation where we require such a thing, please don't go for that. Now there are some more possibilities here. The point I wanted to tell you here is we have flexibility and setting on ChatGPT. Now I will put one example here. I will put on the temperature low, and if I can ask something, and if I am putting higher, it will be different. So with this, I am going to stop this particular thing, playground or OpenAI. So please remember that you have the flexibility to use ChatGPT. Now let us see Now I will show you how to use a data set. Yesterday there were questions that how will we attach attach a data set or an Excel file to ChatGPT and to develop insight out of it. I am going to show you a practical example how to do that. We have shown that ChatGPT cannot access an Excel file from or ChatGPT cannot access our files from our computer. It has to come through a URL. So I am going to show you how it is. And yesterday when madam told that this we can get our URL from GitHub site. We can have an account and we can get it from there. So now here what I am doing, I am using a plugin. I am using a plugin called Notable for helping me accessing this data set through ChatGPT. This Notable is a site. I am going to enter here. Load this data set. I gave my URL. I took one file. One important thing, ChatGPT or this Notable cannot accept XLS, that is Excel file. It can only access raw CSV file. Please understand there is a difference between CSV what we get and raw CSV. So raw CSV is separated by commas. So now what I do, I go to my place in Notable and I get my project name from here. So I go by, I took that copied from there and this is my project file. So I am telling ChatGPT, use this as my default project. So I am telling ChatGPT, use this as my default project. Now I have loaded my data set and I have given my project. It is a population insight. I have a data set of world population from 1956 to some 2016. So it is a data set with almost 1 lakh rows. So I am going to tell ChatGPT now my prompt. I am going to tell ChatGPT to do some analysis for this. I am telling ChatGPT, act as a data scientist and analyze the data set and make charts and graphs to show the major trends in population growth around the world. So please remember, I have loaded the data set through a URL and from Notable, Notable, Notable plugin and their website, I developed a default project. After giving dataset and the project, I made my own prompt. And as we discussed yesterday in prompting methods, I am giving a persona, a role to ChatGPT, act as a data scientist. That means from now onwards, ChatGPT is a data scientist. So now let us see how it is creating. See, it is coming in a very conversational way, and it is using the plugin that is notable. So this is one important thing and interesting also, because this many data analysis apps, they will charge you like anything in dollar, but Notable is not going to charge you. Only thing, you have to go back and continuously erase what you are doing. If your number of work saved in Notable site is more than certain number, they will tell that there is a pro version, you have to pay. But don't do that. You can erase things and you can always come back. See, now it is showing summary. We will wait. ChatGPT is developing the plotting. It has written, we will start by plotting the population growth in China. Yesterday, someone was inquiring that how we'll make a graphs in ChatGPT. See, this is the population growth in China from 1956 to 2020. So now we have got a data set here, and we can ask any sort of prompt. Now I am going to ask plot population growth of India from 2000 to 2016. Please understand, I have given only one raw CSV file. And from that CSV file, any sort of question inside. Yesterday, what are the things we spoke about? About knowledge, new knowledge generation, or knowledge integration, or with all the research tools. Everything can be applied to this data set. And we can generate insights from this particular data set by prompting. Now it is showing population growth of India from see this is the population growth of India from 2000 to 2016, and there is no limitation. You can tell any sort of graphs, and it can make pie chart, it can make a box plot, it can make anything. It can make a scattered diagram. So now. So these are the details of these are the details here. Now let me now I am going to close this here, Notable, or let it be here only. Now I will go for showing you how to make a PDF, how to ask PDF from PDF data. Now I have to take a new chat because I have to get a new plugin. I have got to ask your PDF. See, there are many PDF AI tools, but what I recommend is use a plugin from here. The reason is those people, they have got so much of restriction. They will say that maximum number of pages 120. It should not cross some 5 MB 5 MB size, but for ChatGPT's plugin, so far I am using for some time, but for my use, I never experienced a restriction there. Now, let me find one PDF. See, this PDF I copied from UGC site, that is about new education policy. I am going to, and for demonstration purpose, I am doing only summarize this PDF to 2 paragraphs. Once we do the summarization, then we know that everything else can be done with this through the prompt engineering techniques. And once you put this PDF or your PDF you put through a URL, then you can start chatting with that PDF. All questions yesterday, as I was showing you, you can have 3 PDFs at a time, 5 PDFs at a time. You can have three data sets at a time, 5 data sets at a time, and things can be combined between these two. Means ChatGPT will integrate information from your first PDF to second PDF to third PDF, and it will do based on your question. It will take that summary and it will give you. See, now that entire NEP 2020 document, I think it is about 56 or 76 pages. It has made it into two paragraph summary here. Okay, now we have seen 3 things. First, ChatGPT is flexible. ChatGPT is a temperature. ChatGPT is number of attempts. Many things can be set, so that based on your research, based on the creativity or the conventional or the traditional way you want to get an answer, you can tell ChatGPT to do like that. And so that is first point is ChatGPT is flexible. Second, you have seen that a data set. This was a very big data set because of 230 countries of the world. The data from 1956, that is 1956 to 2016 or 2020, such a big data we gave prompts to analyze. So that was a data analysis we did here. Third things what we did is that we have taken a URL of a PDF, and we have seen that it has come inside ChatGPT, and we can start questioning or whatever we want to get from that we can get. So these are the 3 things. Now let us go back because already we are late. Let us go back to our pedagogical excellence, that teaching methods using ChatGPT. So I am going back there to our yesterday's program. I have to go a little quickly here because we have seen all these things yesterday. Now we went up to C. Now we are going to D. This is what see, the basic of education, started from some of the pockets in various parts of the world. 2 important areas. One was our India, that is ancient Indian education system. That is our Nalanda, Takshila, and almost all over India we had a Gurukul. So we had a very solid education system here. Another one is in Greece. That is Greece, that Socrates, Plato, etc. So there it is exactly like our ancient Indian education system where the knowledge was transferred through debates and questioning. Similar thing was a similar thing had happened there in Greece. So it is called Socratic questioning. Socratic questioning is an important method of teaching and learning. Unfortunately, that is not happening in India now. Therefore, we can have Socratic questioning session through ChatGPT. We can do it easily. So I am going to show you here one prompt. Tell me the steps for a Socratic questioning session about the design of smartphones. Ask me one question at a time. Correct me if I am wrong. Then proceed to the next question. Means ChatGPT has immediately become Socrates, and it is for Socratic questioning. So this can be put in the classroom. You can directly connect to your LCD or to the smart class, and you can call a student. This is about the design of smartphone. See, for a smartphone is one of the most commonly used or personal item in the world now. So everyone has got an opinion about their phone. So ultimately, which phone is going to sell more or to become popular? The phone which is meeting the features of the customer or feature requirements of the customer. So this is an interview for that, or Socratic questioning. Now let us see. See, Socratic questioning first. What do you believe are the primary functions of a smartphone and how these functions influence its design? Feel free to provide examples or specific features that align with this function. Okay, I use a phone for calling, then as a camera. Great. You have identified two primary functions of a smartphone, calling and serving as a camera. Now it is asking the second question. How do these functions, calling and using the camera, influence the design of smartphone? Consider aspects like this, like the placement of the microphone, speakers, camera, etc. Now, what a teacher can do, I took a common example. Any of your subject, you put it there and you tell your students to write this as an even you can tell your students to write an answer for this. Means I am going to show you many other methods here, but this is going to be an interesting thing in the classroom. Now let me go to the next one. What we are seeing is 39. That is Socratic questioning in the classroom. See, problem-based learning, project-based learning are the ways of teaching and learning where the students' involvement is maximum, and they will have a responsibility of showing a result in the end, and they will have a responsibility to decide on the process they are using to complete this particular project or finding the result. Therefore, this is a very important part for here we can use ChatGPT. I will show you an example, one simple example, but I may not show for fully. Design a problem-based learning approach for a generation of graduation class of mechanical engineering with 40 students. Students will be divided into 8 teams of 5 students. Suggest certain problems for them to solve. Suggest a problem from a typical village environment. It is going to create typical Indian village environment type of problem-based or project-based learning challenges here. Now let me go to the next one. I am not showing this thing because by this time you can have your own prompts, or if anyone has got any doubt, you can always call me. You have my phone number. Now another thing, creating hypothetical case studies. See, case studies are very important, even for any of the boring subjects also. If you can make it as a case study, it will become, means when we ask a question, when we present a problem in front of students, they will start thinking and they will take it as their problem. So, but how to create case studies? This ChatGPT is very good in creating hypothetical case studies. You tell any subject, it will create a hypothetical case study. So making hypothetical case study is a very important thing, a very important method a teacher can engage students. I will show you one prompt for that, how to make hypothetical case study. This is also an example. It is very interesting. This I am not going to show. I am deleting that. I am going to create a hypothetical case study for a graduation class of electrical engineering to teach the students the value of efficiency in large three-phase induction motor manufacturing. Even I can change this thing, graduation class of chemistry to teach the student the value of efficiency in soap powder manufacturing, so that it is not engineering, it is chemistry. See, what is the purpose of our case study? Our students should know the value of efficiency. One thing our students, they do not know is the value of efficiency. So we are going to put a case study. In the end, they will understand that unless we have got efficiency, unless we implement efficient methods or processes, we are not going to get the result. We will not be. It will have qualitative and quantitative implications. So now it has given that complete details for creating hypothetical case studies. Now let us go to the next section. See, this is one of the wonderful thing. I am selectively showing you some of the important thing because this will really use. See, you know about brainstorming. Brainstorming is an idea generation or a problem finding method. There many people sit together and they will tell their openly they tell their ideas or their opinion to find a solution. So in this case, we can make ChatGPT as the moderator for this. Even this can be implemented directly in the class. I am going to show you how you can do that. See, I am going to show you how to do that. See, we are having a brainstorming session. You must act as our moderator. So we are telling ChatGPT, you must act as our moderator. We will feed our ideas one by one to you. You must validate our ideas or ask questions on that. That means ChatGPT is not going to accept our opinion blindly. ChatGPT will ask for clarification because ChatGPT is the moderator. If our answer is incorrect or inconsistent, you must correct us before asking the next question. The subject of brainstorming is how to beat Apple on smartphones. How to beat Apple on smartphones. That means how to beat iPhone in the market. Now I am going to enter. See, now ChatGPT says, I am ready to moderate your brainstorming session on the subject of how to beat Apple in the smartphone market. Please feel free to present your idea one by one, and I will validate them or ask follow-up questions as needed. If there are any inconsistencies or incorrect assumptions, I will make sure to address them before moving to the next data. See, it is speaking like a human. I am not going to accept your, I will tell my first idea here. I will start making my phone at Kottayam, Kerala, where the operational cost will be minimum. I am telling my opinion. Now see what ChatGPT is saying. See, ChatGPT is not agreeing to that. ChatGPT is not going to the second question. ChatGPT is clarifying from me. It is validating my suggestion. That is an interesting idea to consider manufacturing smartphones in Kottayam, Kerala to minimize operational cost. But validation, lower operational costs can include provide a competitive advantage by allowing for more competitive pricing or increased investment in other areas like research and development. But ChatGPT has got a question. Have you considered the availability of skilled labor, infrastructure, and supply chain logistics in Kottayam? How will these factors influence the overall efficiency and cost effectiveness of manufacturing in this location? Till I clarify all these things, ChatGPT is not going to leave me. So that is the power of ChatGPT in brainstorming and the power of prompting and the power of we getting ideas. See, if ChatGPT is a tool will be as good as the person who is using the tool. Therefore, it is important that we have to use our wisdom. We have to use our critical thinking. We have to use our creativity so that we will be using ChatGPT as an intelligent tool. It is like all chisels are flat, but three-dimensional sculptures are made by the flat chisel. How? Because the sculptures, the grip is going to move 360 degree and when, where and all controlled by the brain. So therefore, it is very critical that we need to understand how to use ChatGPT to our benefit, our students' benefit, for country's benefit. Now, what we have seen was a very interesting about brainstorming with the ChatGPT. Okay, this one is by now you can do your own prompt, and this is there on LMS. Now I had to go a little fast because of the time limitation. I am going. We know that critical analysis is the ultimate objective of higher education, because we have to become rational. We have to be thinking. We have to be solution providers. So for that, critical analysis can be done with the ChatGPT. So please refer to LMS. You know about mind mapping, and even though ChatGPT cannot make a graphics, but ChatGPT can create. ChatGPT can give the text in such a way that it can be directly used for mind mapping. See, one of the results we got from an all India survey, they said like that 94% of teachers do not know how to tell stories. I am telling you the fact. But they are saying like that 100% of teachers know the subject matter to teach very well. But 96% of teachers do not know how to tell stories. But that is what ChatGPT is going to help us. Even by sitting in the class from your phone or from your tab, you can, within 30 seconds, you can get a story. Even when you are in a particular situation, just to move a little and you take ChatGPT's help, instantly you will get a story. So this story can be about anything. Let me show you one very simple thing. And this story, I am putting it in a very simple, straightforward way. You have seen many prompt engineering techniques yesterday where you can control the flow of the story. You can tell what are the milestones, what are the things should come, what are the things should come in between, how creative it is, what should be the tone. Here I am just telling you an example. Act as a storyteller. Tell me a story of a young boy who got interested in machines and later became a great car designer. Limit the story to 3 paragraphs. It will immediately create a story. That too, it is not just easy. It will come as a consistent thing. It means it will come as a very convincing thing. Now let us go. Okay. See, in I told 2 paragraphs, but it is making 3 paragraphs. No, I gave three paragraphs, correct. In 3 paragraphs, it has made a small convincing story. Even you can tell a scientist name, even you can tell a social reformist name, and it will actually dig the details from those areas. It will create a story. Okay. Dr. Seema madam was telling that she created two stories. Congratulations. Now, let me go to the, see this one. I would like to create a music and show to you here, but generate a music for an occasion or a topic. I will play a music here that is made by us. See, this is a very funny thing. If you can read this prompt, you please read. Write an effective prompt for a generative AI application for music. The music should reduce the tension created by mathematics education without any practical real life application. The music must inspire teenagers and early 20 men and women. Okay, with this type of prompt also, ChatGPT is ready to give the input that we can use in some other AI tool and get the music for that. So if you have an idea, now with the ChatGPT, even you can create music. Now, let me take you to see, similar to audio, we can create graphics. There are ChatGPT's sister software called DAL-E or Midjourney. This is created from Midjourney. And here you can see this is completely AI video developed through one application called Syngenta. Okay, this is a play video. See, this is an important point. There are People think that art is one side, science is another side, but there is no segregation like that. Art and science are segregated by only human beings for the easiness of teaching and giving certificates. But there is art and there is science everywhere. When we are seeing Taj Mahal, it's an engineering marvel, but it is art. Similarly, when we are seeing a BMW car, it is actually an engineering marvel, but it is actually an art. Unless we blend these two, there is no meaning, no takers for this thing, no takers for anything. Even to a good for a good poem, there is a science in that. So, if there is no science, art is not interesting. If there is no art, science is of no value. So, therefore, it is important that whatever be your subject, you can inject art into that. You tell ChatGPT, it is going to help you. It is going to help you in that. Now let me go forward. See, See, as I was showing you yesterday in prompt engineering, that you can always refer back through our learning management system, LMS, LMS, and organizing a startup inventors workshop. We can generate ideas. How tightly, how detailed you can tell. Even the same thing is applicable even for finding ideas for a PhD. We can always use ChatGPT with that. Now, yes. Let me show you, take a prompt about this, how to create a collaborative project, which is, it is going to be helpful for everyone. See, provide me with 5 ideas for collaborative projects for first year graduate students in electronics engineering. It can be any subject. Please ensure that each project should have about 20% work in IoT, that is Internet of Things. You can even tell any other subject. We are restricting ChatGPT with maybe your PO, CO requirements and all. That can be embedded into this. Or even you can tell Bloom's taxonomy is on 4th level, 5th level and all. These projects must work on solar power and should not need expensive infrastructure or equipments. See, for this collaborative project, we have linked to the outcomes of the program or course. Even we are telling at least 20% of this thing should be from one particular subject, because that will be the main course. Even you can see it is saying 4 different projects, and even 20% IoT component also it is showing separately. Now let us go ahead with by themes for reverse brainstorming. It's a beautiful thing. See, as we were telling about stories, even for it is about a graph, or it is about an experiment setup, or it is about a formula, it is about a theory. We can have a small talk on that. It can be analogy, metaphor, which will actually make a subject interesting, or a particular equation remembering. I will tell you, when I was in +2 or in the graduation of engineering, some of the formulas, even now I remember, because I have got a funny tag for that. Because funny thing we never forget. I still remember. So therefore, you can make a prompt and ask ChatGPT. See, here there is an equation, or here there is a theory. You make a metaphor out of it. ChatGPT will do that. See here, ChatGPT for creating assessments. See, fill in the blank exercises it may look simple, but when we are going to make something valuable, it is going to be difficult. So creating fill in the blank exercises are one of the very important application of ChatGPT. I am going to show you here one example here how we can do that. I am putting a prompt. Create fill in the blank sessions on development economics from undergraduate course on business economics. Question should be from Bloom's taxonomy applied level and HES cognitive rigor matrix DOK3. DOK3 means depth of knowledge. 3. It is from cognitive, it is normal. It is HES cognitive rigor matrix, depth of knowledge 3. Based on the requirement, number of questions and all, you can give any number and you can add those things to the prompt. See, now it has given fill in the blank and also it is giving the answer. It is based on Bloom's taxonomy applied level and cognitive rigor index, that is a DOK 3. Now let us move ahead. Yeah, generating test question. This is also another one. Teachers continuously use this, and in these places you can use your prompt engineering techniques very well. Even you can bring generative knowledge integration. You can bring 3 to 4 PDFs together. Then you can give PDFs as a reference and tell ChatGPT to create questions from not only from one PDF or by referring 4 PDF, or you have some 3 textbooks with you. These 3 textbooks in PDF you can put there, and there you can get there, and there you can integrate this knowledge and you can generate questions from there. Now let me show you this particular thing with a simple example. Create 10 multiple choice questions based on the topic power plant engineering. 2 questions must be from remember, 3 questions must be from comprehension, 5 questions from applied level of Bloom's taxonomy. All options must look similar with minute differences. Provide the answer in the end. See, here this is one very important thing. All options must look similar with minute differences. For example, who was the first prime minister? Jawaharlal Nehru, then Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. All these names will look same, very similar. So it requires some very good understanding. But if you are putting only Nehru's name and 3 Westerners' name, then it will be easy. So in that way, various way, according to your wish and your ingenuity, you can tighten the question. Now let us go ahead with one. Create interactive quizzes. This is a very important thing you can do in the classroom, and ChatGPT is going to be a great help here to create interactive quizzes. Interactive quizzes in the sense a student must answer to this live there in the class. Create an interactive quiz on kinematics of machinery with 10 questions. Ask me a multiple choice question and I will respond. If I get it wrong, first give me a hint. If I am wrong again, provide me the correct answer and an explanation. Then provide me with a new question. So we are asking ChatGPT, if we are, this is what it is called interactive quiz. ChatGPT is going to ask a question. If my answer is wrong, then ChatGPT is going to give me a hint. Even with my hint also, my answer is wrong. Then okay, I lost my chance. I am going to the next session. No, I will lose mark and I will go. I have to face the next question. See, now ChatGPT is asking me the first, and please select the correct option A, B, C, or D. Now for this, I am putting B. See, this is not quite right. Here is a hint. Now tell again. I am going to give C. See, I lost to choose two chances, but ChatGPT gave me the explanation. Means it is not only a quiz; it is a learning practice also for me. Now I can go to the second question. So this is a very powerful thing we can use in the classroom. This is interactive quiz. See, these are the three things I missed here, but it is there it is there on LMS. What we have shown here is this. Create study guides and cornell notes. This cornell note is a very important note-taking system. It is still used all over the world. It is not in India. It is a very important thing. It was developed at Cornell University in 1940 and almost a century old now. And ChatGPT can help with that. But whoever is interested, please read it in LMS. See, it's a good idea. In foreign countries, what they do, before starting a class, they give a vocabulary list because the words are known to the students, and even explain why that word is like that and what is the story behind it. ChatGPT can help by making vocabulary list. And here it is to create flashcards. You know flashcard. See, when you are giving a homework, you can always check whether the student homework is done by AI. Even we can copy it there, copy it, and there are various methods like this. You can paste the homework here, and you can. There are various methods to check. And in the end of this program today, we are going to show you 10 methods where you can give assignments where students cannot use ChatGPT. See, some of the least important or which you already know by seeing that, and it is already there in LMS. So I am skipping this to bring you some of the important your day-to-day activity. So here one method is that now it is important to write blogs, and how to write, how teachers can take ChatGPT's help to write blog post. So here we will show you one thing. How does a blog help keep parents informed about the child's progress in the classroom? Or we can make another blog. You can ask ChatGPT, I am in a situation in this way. What should be the subject of a blog I should be writing? So even ChatGPT will give topics for the blogs for that particular situation in the classroom or about a subject. And then you can use prompt engineering for a guided response from ChatGPT. Now, I will show you another thing. Being a teacher, being a role model, many people will ask you, okay, write a review of something. You can easily write the review of a book or of review of a movie, anything with easily. So therefore here, as we have shown yesterday, write a 250-word review of the book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or even you can write a review of a movie. As we were discussing about a story, everything in prompting we have to give it in a guided way. Means I have seen many people using ChatGPT just to write a story about this. But when you are telling ChatGPT to make a story or a writing play script of your own, the prompt should be minimum, in my opinion, 5 or 6 lines long. So when you use some 5 to 6 lines long, you are getting a guided reply because you are restricting ChatGPT's reply. So therefore, you will get a personalized reply from here. I will show you an example here. When we are controlling, what will happen? I am telling, write a play script about a manager of human resources talking to a female employee about showing up to work late. This is the third time being late. They are in manager's office. Now ChatGPT is writing a play script with that. It is deciding on characters, it is deciding on scene, and it is deciding on the dialogue, and even it is telling the action, what is happening every time, sitting down, looking down, or nods, entering, or tearfully. Similar to the previous one, we can create video scripts, and when it is video script, it is going to be more articulated. It is going to tell exactly what should be the scene, or what should be the scene exactly. I will show you an example here. I am telling ChatGPT, create a video script about using ChatGPT as a student. Even it is speaking about music and what should be the visual, and there's a voiceover and a section. See, this is an important part because many occasions you will be writing emails that you are stuck because the subject is so complex. If you can articulate, what is the problem you face, exactly you write, ChatGPT will draft the email for you. I will show you one complex subject here. I will show you one of the complex subject here. Please read this prompt. Act as a student leader. Your university is restructuring the graduate program. According to the new plan, students who complete 3 years will get a BA degree. Students who complete 4 years will be eligible for BA honors degree. Write an email to the chancellor of the university arguing that honors degree should not be based on the years spent at college. It should be based on the cognitive rigor demonstrated. Request the chancellor to make BA and BA honors as 3-year degrees with BA honors requires higher cognitive rigor to successfully complete the graduation. Means just by sitting one more year, one should not get a BA honors degree. Means a person who is not valuing their time or sitting at college will be honors, and the person, he will be more intelligent, he is getting only BA degree. So now let us see how this email will be written. It's a complex subject. See, this is an email, very structured. It has taken the subject in letter and spirit, and it wrote a very nice email. But at the same time, when you are writing something to responsible people, please take care that ChatGPT is not guaranteeing that everything will be accurate, but this will be 99%. It is right. So when you are going there, you please read it and change a little bit here and there, and you must personalize it. This is also another important task of a teacher. Many times parents will come to you and ask for drafting letters of recommendation. Similar to this email, you can put the right points there and let ChatGPT do the rest of the work. I will show you an example here. See, act as a professor. Draft a letter or recommendation for your student to perspective program and school. Student's name Nitin Gupta. Perspective program Computer Science Perspective University, Columbia University. His course Introduction to Computer Programming. Professor's name Professor Rajiv Sharma. Strengths attention to detail, respond to feedback, meets deadlines, excellent communication skill, exception product deliverables. See, we are giving only some of the key points, and ChatGPT will take care of that of the formal writing and entering.
को अगर आप नहीं रहे तो बच्चों के स्कूल की फीस घर का खर्चा कौन भरेगा? अरे अब तो करवा दो।
So this is a great help for teachers to make recommendation letters. Now let us go ahead. 100 This is another requirement of teachers. Even parents, students, they come and say like that, you please recommend some books, movies, etc. for my child to read. So what you will do? You can generally tell, but that is not the real thing. Nowadays, it should be a customized list. You can always tell since you know your student very well, you can understand that student's requirement, and you can tell exactly how to what must be liking the student, or what can inspire this student, or what can engage this student. This student's future plans. So what type of an input is going to contribute to the strengths that can take the student to that particular destination? So therefore, you how to do that customized. So how to do that customized book list? So I will show you one example here. Okay, this is an example. I am specifically saying like that. What 5 movies do you recommend for demonstrating exceptional leadership in teenage girls? I am telling exactly the requirement. Let us see how ChatGPT is creating the list. It has given us the list of five movies: The Hunger Games, Mulan, Whale Rider, True Grit, Divergent. I can even tell what 5 movies do you recommend? Teenage girl. I will ask what 5 Hindi movies do you recommend for demonstrating exceptional leadership in college going girls? It is creating another list. Now it is Hindi. Razi 2018, Kahani 2. So my request is that each teacher should have a tab with the teacher, with you. And you should be able to write a prompt in 30 seconds so that you can manage your class very well. You can become a more wonderful teacher in the classroom with engaging and inspiring students. Now let us go to the next point. Many of you will be helping your students for getting internship or placements, and based on the students' character or based on the companies which they are going to attend, it is very easy to ask ChatGPT to make a customized prompt and to get what are the possible interview questions they are going to face. We say that because I am a person, I would have taken minimum some 12,000 to 15,000 interviews in my industry, in my experience in industry. 75% of the questions what you are going to face, it is predictable because the interviewers are always looking for something unique in the student or in the candidate and going to create questions based on that. So when we are aware of our uniqueness or what is special on our resume or on our face, we can always always create interview questions. So 75% of interview questions we can predict means that's a very important thing. So in this way, teachers can help their students. I am not writing any prompt here because we have to go a little fast and we need a question answer time also for question answer. This is exactly we can give instantly. Even when you are sitting in the class itself, you can take an article from online. Even you can make a summary of that, vocabulary of that, questions out of that. Especially when you are in language or especially when you are in a technology, you can make it in an exciting way. Just to pull from internet and make summary, vocabulary, questions, etc. This is like micro blogging, or it can be social media. You can have your own social media or micro blogging, and ChatGPT will help you to create. So you can tell exactly what you want. It is only your ability to write a prompt, which is going to be the limitation of imagination there. this is an interesting thing. I always felt that there are well-meaning, there are poems. It has got so much of meaning and so much of insight, but I don't have the ability to read it and ability to read it because of the poetic language or because of old English maybe. I can paste it here. This ChatGPT will tell me the meaning of that poem in prose. You know that you have got a class, entire class is free for 30 minutes and what to do. You can immediately ask ChatGPT to tell one creative thing for that. For example, I am telling ChatGPT, suggest an activity to engage my second year graduation zoology class for 30 minutes. ChatGPT immediately going to create an activity within 30 minutes, which is linked to zoology and to take care of the class. So immediately that plan is ready. See, within 30 minutes for the zoological principle, create your own species and what are the materials needed, and it will make something that which will be readily available there, and what are all the instructions and what is the time separation for this. See, this is an OBE and NEP 2020 requirement, but how far we will do that I will tell you. How to ascertain whether a student attained a specific cognitive level. You have students in the class and you are sincerely teaching and they have reached a final year graduation or final year master's degree. How are you going to find out whether the student reached a certain cognitive level? So I will show you. You can ask ChatGPT. How will I find out? ChatGPT will tell if that student demonstrating this, then that student would have reached that level. I am going to show you one example here. We are going to ask ChatGPT, what should an INTJ chemistry student be demonstrating consistently so that teacher can ascertain that student has reached the 5th level of cognitive domain of Bloom's taxonomy. See, while preparing question paper, we refer to the 5th level of Bloom's taxonomy. But whether the student reached that graduate attribute, whether the student reached that level of that attainment. So ChatGPT can tell specifically. And here I have given INTJ because INTJ is Myers-Briggs. We discussed it day before yesterday. That's a classification. Myers-Briggs type indicator. So ChatGPT is going to tell the teacher, if your student is doing this, then then your student has reached that level. Means INTJ student, chemistry student, whether the student reached that particular level. See, critical analysis. The student should be able to critically analyze chemical theories, experimental designs and methodologies, identifying strengths and weaknesses. Even this can be used even for making POCs also. It is an interesting thing. Actually, I used this in my family also. While speaking to many other people, if someone is of 19 years or if someone is of 20 years, we can always find out from ChatGPT what Steve Jobs was doing when he was 20 years old, or what Mahatma Gandhi was doing when he was 17 years old. ChatGPT will exactly tell what he or he or she was doing at that particular point of time. It will be really an eye opener for that age person. I am not showing any example here because of the time. What made someone to say something? It is a very important thing. We all like quotes. We take quotes of Mahatma Gandhi, we take quotes of Albert Einstein, we take quotes of so and so. But do we know that what made that person to speak like that? Ask ChatGPT. You give a quote and ask what made this person to speak like that. ChatGPT will give the background example here. Then we will understand how they got that idea to speak that quote. This is an interesting thing. Give a text to ChatGPT and suppose it is a female and tell ChatGPT to change the gender. ChatGPT will change the gender of everything. ChatGPT will change, and even ChatGPT will change the gender and very convincingly it will show. Similarly, we can convert a first person to third person. All these things, and here creativity is at its peak, and it is only our imagination is a limitation. Analyze a data set. I have shown you with a practical example using Notable and taking a 1 lakh data set of world population and embedding that one into that data set into the ChatGPT and even plotting graphs out of that. So now this is the same thing here, and please understand you can embed multiple data sets and you can get insights. You can get insights from multiple data also. This is another important thing for teachers, how to draft a grant proposal. Let me show you here how ChatGPT can help for that. Writing a grant proposal. Just we have to, it's a simple thing is, we have to give ChatGPT all the inputs we have. Even we can write our fears. Even we can, because your ChatGPT prompt no one is going to see. When I write something, I want to get it correctly. Even I will write my worst fears or apprehensions on that. ChatGPT will take it as an input, and ChatGPT will draft it accordingly. And we can all, and ChatGPT is not going to tell that. See, this Suresh Nambudiri has got a thinking like this. It is not going to tell. ChatGPT is going to change the tone to accommodate my fear. ChatGPT in the end will make sure that that objective is also met. So here I am write a grant proposal for establishing a do-it-yourself lab for the first year mechanical engineering students. Half of these students are girls. 70% of students are from rural background with no exposure to the concepts of engineering. This much information we are giving to ChatGPT, and we are telling ChatGPT to write a grant proposal. Now let us see how ChatGPT is writing that. Sometimes the draft proposal format will be different, but from this one short prompt itself, we got the all information. And if there is another format, we can always tell ChatGPT to write in this format and give. So ChatGPT is going to change this, and if that format specifies any other requirement, that also ChatGPT will generate and give. See, every teacher has experienced this, maybe many times. You have to call a student separately and talk. Just 2 minutes before you call that student and start talking, use some time on ChatGPT. You are going to get a very valuable point based on that student's character or based on that student's background. You will be giving so much authentic information. You will be speaking a lot of speaking with a lot of depth so that you can touch that student's heart. And sometimes this talk that student may remember through whole her or his life. Therefore, it's a very important point. You can effectively motivate each one of your students with separate points. If you can use prompts and ChatGPT immediately on the spot. See, ultimately, every college, every institution claims that their objective is to have the holistic growth of the student. Even the education system claims the same thing. But how to ascertain that? So this is an important question. That is, let us see. See, before this, I wanted to tell you a few things. If you see the document of OBE, OBE specifically says that our students should progress through all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy. That is cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. And even the cognitive domain, it is divided into 4, as I was explaining to you yesterday. But we reduced many things, and many institutions are focusing only on Bloom's taxonomy's cognitive domain. But as I have explained to you yesterday, graduate attributes cannot be achieved unless we go through all three domains. So holistic growth of a student means student is growing through all three domains of Bloom's taxonomy, not one. So therefore, here I am going to show you a prompt. Here, Here I am going to tell this. What should an ISTJ physics student be demonstrating to prove a holistic progress? For example, the student who has reached the 4th level of cognitive domain, 3rd level of affective domain, and 5th level of psychomotor domain of Bloom's taxonomy. Your response must be about the holistic progress. That means all domains combined. Write 8 characteristics he should be demonstrating to demonstrate such a growth. The domains must be blended. See, these are all very valuable information. I will tell you this. I have referred many books. You won't get such a combination and such a customized, such a contextual thing anywhere. These are all the things originally demonstrated from ChatGPT's intelligence, or ChatGPT's, I won't use intelligence, ChatGPT's generating power. When you are putting this type of specific prompts, even you are getting ideas to write a paper. So prompt engineering is a very important tool for publishing purpose that can get much citation and with great impact. Therefore, prompting is the literacy of the future. So here you are seeing that you go and search this type of information. Such information itself is not available anywhere on internet. Okay. Now let us go to now we have reached almost all main topics of pedagogical excellence. There are certain inquiries in the chat box. I will complete this 2 more topics, and at the one by one I will answer those questions. See, before preventing that, we are going to speak about the next topic. But here, before going there, I am explaining to you. There can be always a talk and advice to students to prevent a misuse of ChatGPT. Some of the points we are going to stress here. See, stress that oral examinations are ahead everywhere. With ChatGPT or something, they may write, but ultimately there are going to be different types of examinations. For example, India is the birthplace of debate. We know Chandan Mishra, Shankaracharya debate and all, because our ancient Indian education system itself was fully debate. Even Buddhist education system was full of debates. But here there are no debate. But if you go to Russia, 60% of valuation is coming from debate. If you go to Singapore educational system, almost every classroom, they had to study previously and come here and they are doing debate there. If you go to Germany, there is debate. If you don't speak properly, you cannot even come out of the American education system, any of the major universities. But here we are not using like that. But stress that oral examinations are ahead everywhere. And stress the importance of writing. Because ultimately in an examination, if we cannot write on our own, even we cannot finish that examination in the 3 hours what is given to us. Declare that there are no more traditional assignments. Yeah, assignments are going to be very non-traditional. I am going to explain that in the next topic. Declare that ChatGPT is like calculators and Clark's tables. We have to, this also I am going to explain next. We have to show like that. When we, even in the mathematics examination, we can take a calculator and go. But just with the calculator, we cannot get even 1 mark in that, because the questions are different. Questions are not to be used just with the calculator. Similarly, when we go for chemistry lab, physics lab, we could take Clark's tables and go. But no one got any help from that. And we value the process more than the result. That we say the marks are for the steps, not for the final result. Value literacy and the ability to make inferences. We were discussing yesterday, if we are to go to higher levels of ChatGPT, 94% of Indian youth, they are in the remember level of ChatGPT, remember level of Bloom's taxonomy. They need literacy to develop insight. That is ability to make inference. That is going to raise them from lower order thinking to higher order thinking. And ultimately, in the emerging reality, no one is going to select anyone to do a repetitive task because of AI and automation. So even the repetitive work like entry-level software itself is having less demand now. Therefore, give credit to AI co-writers. Yesterday there was a question. If we are using a lot about ChatGPT, we can always say like that we used it. Then academic honesty. Now let us go to the last topic of this. This is very interesting. See, this is our last topic of this particular session. We are going to tell you some important points how to prevent, how effective preventive steps to avoid the misuse of ChatGPT. We have to tell some secret. See, there is a secret. Keep in mind that majority of AI technologies have used or can use only the content that is publicly available online. That means any content that is controlled by a firewall is not accessible to ChatGPT. Most of the valuable publications and papers by scientific publications, those are not accessible to ChatGPT. That is an important point, important place. A teacher have the access, ChatGPT doesn't have the access. You can always take the details from there. And some of the information which was not available digitally. For example, most of the books which is published before 1990 or 85 and or they are not in digital form. Those are the places ChatGPT doesn't have any access at all. So that means exclusive academic databases would not be available to ChatGPT. Furthermore, ChatGPT doesn't have access to recent events. Consider the fact that ChatGPT has a text-based user interface. It cannot hear audio or files or see photos or watch videos and make inference. See, if we can make an additional AI tool, many of these things will be possible, but students will always realize that what is the effort? It takes so much of effort to do that changing from video to audio type of the thing. The more friction or misfit you introduce into the assignment and make it less straightforward. See, I will repeat here. The more friction or misfit you introduce into the assignment and make it less straightforward, the less appealing it will be to use AI. When student knows that ultimately 10% only I am going to get from this AI, the 90% I only have to work, then the possibility of student using AI is very, very low. As you know, it requires a lot of effort to write a smart, intelligent prompt for ChatGPT. Less students will venture into ChatGPT if more work is required of them and the end result is not complete. Here are 10 suggestions about how to design assignments to avoid misuse of AI. Here we are telling 10 suggestions that will help teachers to make assignments that cannot be done with ChatGPT. You can test your assignments on ChatGPT in advance. You make a correct in the whatever strategy we are speaking, you make and you can test it. That is what the point number one. If it is easy, you can always change or you can add friction or twist into that. Create incremental submission assignments. Incremental submission means if it is in one shot, there is a possibility of you using ChatGPT. But if you are using telling it in an incremental way, it will be very difficult to make ChatGPT because they do not know what is coming in the end. That is phased assignments. also known as scaffolded assignments or sequential assignments, are the excellent tool to guide graduate students through complex tasks. Now, second point is, now the thing is, some of the things are reverse design, incremental skill development. I am going little fast because it is already 4 o'clock. Now, the third is require contextual or recent reference. You make the assignment in such a way that add a complex or contextual or a recent reference to that. Insist on 20% of assignment being infographics or multimedia. Oh, multimedia is coming. Give weight to personal references. Make multimedia references mandatory. There should be reference to some YouTube channel. There should be some reference to something multimedia. Assign multimedia projects. Even you can tell there are some universities already started doing. They are giving multimedia projects, not on just a Word file or PDF. Ask for a draft version and edited version of the assignment. 2 versions you want to see. And conduct in-class writing assignments. An oral assignment with the ChatGPT opened before you. Like we have seen that one, brainstorming session, interactive quizzes, or like a YOC examination. We have shown how ChatGPT can be interactive. So these are all there in LMS. You can read it fully. So now it is 4 o'clock. So now let us close it here. And I request Ragi madam, and we can start our question answer session.
Yes, sir. So participants, those who have any questions to clarify, please.
One by one. See, there is a question from Subramanian Ponnada sir. Former professor IIT Bombay wrote an article in The Hindu titled "It's only search, not research." ChatGPT collects non-information but cannot ask information or find answers. Actually, Ponnada sir, I also read this article, but if you see yesterday's prompt engineering, we have shown 20 ways to generate information. I think this IIT professor has not seen that. He has used only ChatGPT in a very straightforward way. That is one stroke, means we ask and we are getting some information. But the way in which this information can be twisted and get new information is not known to this particular professor. So I want to contest that. So that is what my answer here. If you have any of the difference of opinion, I am ready to speak with you. You have my number. You can always call me. Yes. Yes, I know this. I have read that on internet. Okay, that is Sita Lakshmi madam's question. Please tell what you showed just now in platform OpenAI is for what? Okay, madam, I could not see your chat at that time because it would have blocked the flow of the talk. So I will tell you. Many people think that ChatGPT can be used only in one inflexible way. The point what I was explaining there is that ChatGPT is very flexible based on your requirement. ChatGPT can be conventional, traditional. ChatGPT can be creative. ChatGPT can be adventurous. So because of that, ChatGPT has got settings. So this playground is a place you can change the setting. So that was the thing. Now, Jasmine madam, Notable is available only with the ChatGPT 4 version. Madam, there are 2 ways. One, Notable plugin. There is a Notable website. I think N-O-T-E, not able. Not N-O-T-E and able. So it is not able. So this notable.io, I think that is their site name, is available for everyone. even as a plugin and as a website also. Anyone who is interested in Python and graphics, data analysis, this is a very good site. Now, Richa Nigam, madam, sir, we need to have a look at the CSV file as to how it is exporting the relevant rows and columns. Okay, ma'am. My suggestion is that you please go to Google and search for where I can get freely downloadable data set. So from Google, you will get at least 3 to 4 sites where we can get a data set. Please download some of the data set and follow the process what I explained here. If you have any doubt, please call me. You have my number. See, these copies can be copied from ChatGPT interface. That is also a question from Richa, madam. Madam, this can be downloaded. Means you give your email ID and they will consolidate and they will send by mail to you. And Dr. Jasmine, madam, how do we get all these plugins? Madam, for this plugin, at present, we need to be using ChatGPT 4+. But my opinion is that anyone who is serious about work and research, it is worth, or you can have your department can have one account. The price they are asking is very reasonable, considering the reduction of the time we spend and as I was telling you yesterday, there is some 700 to 800 times improvement is there between 3.5 and 4. The reasoning power, etc. So therefore, it is not a waste of money. Now, Sita Lakshmi, madam, again, sir, how does the notable plugin knows that the file is in GitHub? Do we have to give the URLs somewhere? So, yes, ma'am. Actually, notable plugin is not related with GitHub. Notable plugin is linked to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is accessing our data set from GitHub. So ChatGPT is the center point. So I think that will answer your question. And Dr. Seema Baba, madam, thank you, sir. I created 2 stories, one in Indian context, second international about data science yesterday. Okay, madam. Very good, very good. Actually, you are really making use of ChatGPT's power. Okay. Kindly highlight the difference between using websites like DAL-E, Notable, Chat, PDF, and actually I could have done that, but as I was telling you in the beginning, the subject what I am speaking to you, this I normally take 6 days. This I am speaking to you in 3 days, but all these details are there on LMS. Means you are not going to lose anything because of that. Only thing, I have selected some of the key points to show to demonstrate. Otherwise, that is there with you on LMS. See, this one, Jasmine madam's comment, I fully disagree. That Jasmine madam says, our brain knows only how to create prompts. Ma'am, if we are to create a good prompt, we should know everything. We should be intelligent, we should be creative, we should be critical thinkers, and we should be doing the iteration. As I was telling yesterday, it is GIGO, garbage in, garbage out. So unless we are putting very good prompts there, we are not going to get any good output, and we are going to question that output again, and we are to squeeze ChatGPT to the extent in such a way that, like we are squeezing a lemon, we have to squeeze ChatGPT. Then we have to get it. For that, we need a very good brain. Now, Dr. Jamila madam, is there any question to identify the creativity in a learned work is due to the higher order thinking ability of a person, or it is due to he or she being an expert in ChatGPT? Ma'am, this one I can speak to you for 30 minutes, and this is a very, very open subject. So, so my request is that please do your own R&D, because it's a very good question asked by you. If you are not able to get any answer, please call me. We can have a chat on that. And Dr. Jamila madam, is it possible to produce misinformation if ChatGPT received inaccurate information based on the training data it has? Yes, of course. ChatGPT is not claiming that 100% what they are doing is right. But when we are going to ChatGPT 4 plus, this possibility is very, very low, because last how many months I am using it, and not even one instance I can say that ChatGPT gave a misinformation. There were sometimes language mistakes and all, but ChatGPT never gave a misinterpretation to me. Maybe I am lucky. But when we are giving this thing to somebody, like a paper presentation, or to somebody in authority, we have to thoroughly check, and we cannot absolve our responsibility from that. See, there is a question, the philosophy and assumptions of OBE, which is in turn based on Bloom's aim at holistic development of learners by making the mental process or action verbs happen in a progressive manner. How can a teacher who could just create and adopt the products from ChatGPT in pedagogy scaffold the learner move from? Ma'am, these are all I understand that you have got a good knowledge about OBE. I really appreciate that, because this is one of the beautiful questions. But mainly I wanted to tell you that I will tell you one joke I read in Reader's Digest, that that there are million ways to convey I love you, but writing I love you is not even one method of that. Because when you have the text I love you, but if your complete other behavior and other activities are not in line with that, then the other person will really understand that I love you is only in the text. So therefore, whatever we can write beautiful prompt, whatever we can get very insightful answers from ChatGPT, ultimately it is on how we are implementing there contextually on the spot. Therefore, this matter, your question is really with depth. So this is actually in that implementation. That is the reason people say software engineers will go with the ChatGPT. An Amazon executive's job may go with the ChatGPT, but a teacher's job will never go with the ChatGPT. It is because whatever question you asked me, this is the answer. Because the ultimate objective is cannot be done by ChatGPT. ChatGPT can only guide, but teachers passion, teaches compassion, teaches love, teaches respect, teaches inspiring talk. All these things can happen only through teachers. That is the reason ChatGPT cannot replace a teacher. So hope I answered this question. Now Jamila madam question. Isn't it the killing of genuine human creativity and originality? No. I answered this question through various answers of the past. Creating intelligent prompt is just what is demanded from the teacher here. No, this is only one portion. As I was telling your answer earlier, it is only one portion, and implementation is the teacher's real spirit. And Seethalakshmi madam, no audio or video because of the time limitation. You can always go to the Google and search, and you can find out how to do that. There are many YouTube videos on that. Okay. See, Jamila Madam's question, is there any chance of any legal dispute and challenges related to intellectual property right? See, this is what I was telling all along. When you are writing intelligent prompt, when you are writing it in a guided way, and even you are telling ChatGPT to how to give it, it is a total creative process you are doing here. If you are trying to get one short answer, then it can go to intellectual property, you will get to court for plagiarism. But when you are crafting your prompt, you are not going to get into any problem at all. See, how safe and security of ChatGPT. ChatGPT has guaranteed that there is no security issue with that. Now, any more question? I think I answered all questions there on the chat box. So, Ragi madam, is there any question there on YouTube or any more?
Hello, am I audible? Hello? Hello?
Yes, audible.
Okay. So thank you, sir. So now for the vote of thanks, I welcome Dr. Maya Matthew, Assistant Professor, Department of Physics, Carmel College, Autonomous, Mala.
Good evening, everyone. I, on behalf of Carmel College Autonomous Mala, extend our deepest gratitude to Dr. Suresh Nambudri, Director, SPR Technologies, Pune, for gracing us with this enlightening session on ChatGPT for academicians. This session has truly been an insightful journey, opening doors to the world of AI-driven language models and their potential applications in academia. The possibilities seem endless, and it's exciting to think about how we can harness this technology to enhance our scholarly endeavors. I would like to express a sincere appreciation to our speaker for the clarity and depth with which he guided us through the nuances of ChatGPT. Your expertise and ability to simplify complex concepts have made this session truly engaging and accessible to all. Furthermore, I extend my gratitude to each one of you for your active participation, insightful questions, and enriching discussions. I must also acknowledge the efforts of the organizing team for bringing such an informative session. As we conclude the session, let us take with us not only the knowledge gained, but also renewed enthusiasm to explore and integrate ChatGPT into our academic pursuits. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. So with that, I would like to bring today's session to the close. So we look forward to our next session, that is on tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our last session. So let's meet tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Thank you.